Now, I always try to keep these videos positive and informative, but today I'm only going to be able to do one of those well. But my basement is a mess right now. It's in complete disarray, and you'll know why a little bit later. But for now, we're gonna have this discussion and go on a little bit of a road trip. So come on, let's go. Sorry, it is a mess in there, and I cannot get anything done, and I don't have enough time to clean it up. So thanks for coming along with me. This is an important discussion, so I'm just gonna kind of keep my opinion out of it as much as possible and just kind of inform you, give you some information on what's happening, what happened, and what we can do about it in the future. But first, I need to drive, and I probably shouldn't be talking to a camera while I'm driving down the road, so give me 1 sec. So it looks like all of this started about a year ago, around this time. So there was a dealer called Simply Spiders that was taking orders but wasn't shipping because of cold weather and the holidays and things like that. I don't know exactly how this went down, but I do remember they were posting ads and you know, like just Facebook and Instagram posts saying you know, that they were taking orders. They had some sacks of some rare spiders on the way. I don't know if there was like a pre-import purchase or something, but a lot of people were sending them money. They were ordering tarantulas, and they knew that they wouldn't be shipped until sometime after the first of the year. And normally that would be a red flag, but with the holiday season and, you know, just shipping getting backed up with all the, you know, packages and stuff from Amazon going through the mail, a lot of dealers won't ship the last few weeks of November, or maybe even the first week of December. Some dealers just won't ship at all at the end of the year. But things got a little more sketchy come January, February, and March, when orders still weren't getting shipped, and there was a myriad of reasons. It was either the weather, it was shipping delays with FedEx, family emergencies, trips, moving. There was just one excuse after another. But Simply Spiders had a pretty good reputation at the time. A lot of people trusted them, and most people just kind of took them at their word, and people kept placing orders. Now the problem is that the majority, if not all of those orders, they never shipped. So people bought the tarantulas, they sent their money, they kept getting put off, and they never arrived. Now that's an issue anytime you're ordering online, because like PayPal, your bank, your credit card, they're gonna have a certain time frame where you can dispute charges and get a reversal. If you don't dispute the charges by like 60 or 90 days, then you just owe that money's just gone, you can't get it back. And because they kept delaying the ship out of the orders and people believed them, the time frame for requesting a refund or reversing the charges passed, and they just didn't get their money back. So now we've got a whole lot of upset people, and they're sending me emails, they're making posts to my Facebook group and across the internet, wanting to know what's going on with their order, wanting to know what's up with Simply Spiders and why they haven't got their tarantulas. This will make a good tripod. Now, before we go any further, I do want to let you know that the winter merch drop is live. So you can get a hoodie like this. I've also got t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, all with this new artwork that I commissioned from a few different artists. So we've got the Poecilotheria metallica and a bunch of other drawings of tarantulas done by Laura from Grey Ghost Creations. I mean, I'll leave a link for it down below in the description. And now until the beginning of December, until December 1st, you can get 10% off your entire order. So it's like a Black Friday, Cyber Monday thing. Just use the code POLCRAFRIDAY. Get it? Kind of like Black Friday. When you're checking out, it's gonna save you 10% off your order. Now, if you're a Patreon member or a YouTube channel member, you've already got a 15% discount, and I will post that again on those respective platforms, so you don't have to go looking for it. It'll be right up there at the top. So get yourself some new Tarantula Collective merchandise and help support the channel. Now, don't worry about where I am or what I'm doing, what's going on here. If you're a Patreon member, you already know. If you're a YouTube channel member, you probably already know. But the rest of you will find out probably sometime beginning of December. But it's exciting, so make sure you're subscribed and staying tuned. All right, so long story short, people ordered spiders. Spiders never got shipped. A lot of different lies and just different excuses and stuff kept getting posted, and it was a debacle. And essentially thousands of dollars worth of tarantulas The money was taken, the spiders were never shipped. Now, I ran an ad or two in some of my videos for Simply Spiders. I even had Dustin on my podcast. He had a great reputation for many years. A lot of people liked him. A lot of people bought tarantulas from him, had no problem. But I'm not going to speculate on what happened. I don't know if this was an intentional scam, if it was just a money grab while he was getting out of the hobby, or if it was just a mistake some small businesses make where you just kind of overextend yourself, and before you know it, you're upside down, and instead of doing the right thing, you just kind of took off. But no matter the case, a lot of people have lost a lot of money. And that's not cool. That's not something we want to happen in the hobby. What made matters worse is about a month or so ago when people really started creating a fuss online and complaining about the fact they hadn't received their spiders. All of a sudden, the owner of Simply Spiders' personal Facebook pages just kind of started disappearing. Any post that related to Simply Spiders or any sales or pre-orders or breeding or any of that just started getting deleted. When you go to his profiles now, if they're even still up, you'll see like a couple of posts in 2022 and then it goes all the way down to like 2019. It's just like 2 years of information just gone. The Simply Spiders business Facebook page disappeared, but the website was still up. You could still place orders. So that I started looking into that, trying to figure out like, is he still scamming people? And it turns out he actually scammed another dealer. He sold the website to another tarantula dealer and then completely destroyed the name. So pretty much ripped off that dealer as well, because they bought the website in good faith, thinking it was a website a lot of people were already going to. It was getting a lot of traffic, it was a lot of sales, so they would buy it, essentially take over the URL, put their stock in there and be selling their tarantulas, and then would slowly switch the name over from Simply Spiders to the name of their business. But now Simply Spiders has burnt all bridges and destroyed their reputation. Now they own a website that's essentially worthless. So they even got scammed. Now, I didn't lose any money personally to Simply Spiders, but I feel like it hit my reputation because I stood up for this guy when he kind of did something a little wacky a year or two ago, and I vouched for his business. For a while, I had him on my website as a recommended dealer. Now, just a quick word on recommended dealer. What exactly that is, nobody is paying to be on there. That's just businesses that I use myself, or people that I know, or people that I trust, and they make recommendations and say, hey, this is a great business, they're doing good things, you should recommend them. And sometimes a business will just reach out to me and ask to be on there, and I'll put them on there. A lot of times, those businesses will see the value in being on the website, some traffic will get sent to them, and they will then pay me to run an ad in a video, which helps support the channel. But just because a business is on my website, just because a dealer is a recommended dealer, doesn't mean like I am responsible for them or anything like that. I'm just saying these guys have a good reputation and you should be safe buying from them. But I update it regularly. I'm always adding new dealers. If something shady is going on, I'll pull that dealer off. For instance, after I had Simply Spiders on my podcast and I didn't really feel like he was given a very good explanation defending his position well, things just kind of seemed shady to me. So I went ahead and, a few weeks or a month or so later, I pulled him off. I said, I don't want to be associated with this business anymore. So I took him off the website. So, some people that send me emails were upset, like, he was on your recommended dealer list, I bought from him, and then I asked when that was, and it was actually after I pulled him off. So, always be sure you're checking back. Now, I'm not saying just because they're not on my website as a recommended dealer that they're a bad dealer. I may just not know who they are. But if you buy from a dealer that I recommend, and then like 6 months later, you're gonna place another order with them, and you're wondering if I still recommend them, you just check the website, that's all you gotta do. But again, that's not like an end-all be-all. There are plenty of dealers out there that aren't on my website just because I don't know about them or I've never done business with them, so I don't feel comfortable recommending somebody that I don't know anything about. So I was upset that all this happened, and I started to do, talking to people at some expos I was at, reaching out to some people that I knew online, trying to find out what happened, doing some investigation. Turns out that the owner of Simply Spiders not only disappeared on Facebook, he started blocking anybody in the tarantula hobby that had anything to do with social media or customers or just everybody. If you were in the tarantula hobby, you got blocked. And it's important to mention that most of the people that worked for him or helped him out or were friends no longer associate with him. They all seem to have cut ties, but he still had a few friends, and one of them was online trying to convince people that he had died, which apparently is not true. Then he set up a fake Facebook page and was claiming to have some health issues and was having a GoFundMe, and I don't know if that's legit or not. I'm not even going to speculate about that. We're not even going to talk about it anymore. But here's the situation. Dozens of people lost thousands of dollars giving this guy money for tarantulas that never got shipped. And as a community, we gotta hold each other accountable. Now, I'm all about second chances and even third chances, because I know I've had more than my fair share of second chances in life. But if you do something wrong, you gotta make it right. You gotta be accountable, you gotta be responsible. And sometimes we as a community have to hold others accountable. So what does this all mean? What's going on? Now, I had some people reach out to me, via email and messenger, explain to me how they got ripped off, and was wanting to know if I had any contact information, any way of getting in touch with this person, which unfortunately I do not. But what I suggested to them, and what I'm suggesting to all of you, any of you all that got ripped off by Simply Spiders, I said you should start a Facebook group, get everybody together, share the text messages, emails, voice messages, any information you have, any evidence, your receipts, all that. Put it all together, establish a timeline, understand the scope of what has happened, and go after him with criminal charges, or if that doesn't work, at least sue him in civil court and try to get your money back. And it turns out there was already a group of people doing that. There's a group chat that I will link down below that you can get involved in and contact and communicate with other people that got ripped off. Now, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just kind of giving my opinion. This is just my suggestion. But I think as a community, as a group, you're gonna be a lot more powerful than just a bunch of individuals. So if you got ripped off by Simply Spiders, check out that link below, talk to some other people in the same boat, and try to find out a way to hold Simply Spiders accountable and get your money back. Since in most cases, the banks and PayPal, it's too much time has lapsed, they're not gonna do anything about it. And I'm not saying that you're gonna get your money back, but you could at least make it very difficult for this person and send a message to other people out there that may consider doing something like this, that it's not worth the risk. You're gonna get hammered by the community. We're gonna hold you accountable. We're gonna do everything we can to fix this situation. So shows like this NARBC convention that I'm at are the ideal place to be getting tarantulas. One, you don't have to pay for shipping. You actually get to see the tarantula or the reptile that you'll be picking up. You don't have to rely on a photo, but also you get to talk to and meet the person that's breeding them and selling them. So if you're scared to buy online, then I highly suggest you go to a expo like this. And I mean, there's so many people, there's so many vendors, so many species. This is the best way to pick up your next pet tarantula. So if you got ripped off, I'm very sorry. And if you're worried about ordering from online dealers in the future, even if you didn't get ripped off, you're just hearing about this and I'm like, oh, I'm just not gonna mess with it at all. The majority of online transactions go off without any hitch. You just have to follow some basic common sense rules to avoid getting ripped off. Number one is something I never do, and I highly suggest other people don't, is get involved in those pre-import sales. Essentially what it is a dealer is maybe getting together with a couple other dealers. They're getting this like big import from Europe and it's costing like $10,000 or $20,000 or $30,000. So to help finance that, they're doing a pre-sale where you can order a tarantula you want and get it at near wholesale prices. The risk there is what happens if a lot of the tarantulas die in transit, or if Fish and Wildlife confiscate it, or there's just an issue getting through customs. The dealers are gonna lose all of that money and they're not gonna have anything left to repay you. So it's risky, it's not something I would wanna get involved in. The second thing to do is just know the time frame that you have, depending on what payment method you're using, to get a refund in case things are getting a little sketchy. Even if they're totally legit, they're just running behind or the weather's bad, you can request the refund and then immediately replace your order and get a fresh 60 or 90 days. That will always protect you. Now I know this is a super weird video, it's really echoey in here and there's probably a lot of banging and just weird noises, and the place is a mess. You have no idea where I am, and I promise I'm gonna tell you all about this very soon. I just wanted to make a quick video before Thanksgiving, just kind of give everybody a heads up as to what's going on and what you could do to maybe, hopefully get some of your money back. And to just kind of put people's mind at ease that not all online transactions are like this. This is a rare circumstance, an unfortunate circumstance that we need to get corrected. But the majority of your tarantula dealers, you're gonna have no issues like this. And again, you can go to my website, thetarantulacollective.com, and go under dealers and discounts. You'll find a lot of dealers that I recommend, and some of them do have discount codes or affiliate links that's gonna save you some money, and it will help support the channel. But not all of them have those discounts. And just use those common sense rules for online transactions. As always, I appreciate you watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for buying Tarantula Collective merchandise, and I will see you next Tuesday. Happy Thanksgiving.